2xKO is out, and I love 2xKO. However, it took me a couple tries to get into it. My first go through, I kind of hit some speed bumps and fell off of it. And so I wanted to make a video to try to help people through those speed bumps, like a really beginner intro level. Here's why 2xKO is actually cool and why you should give it your time, and how to avoid those little mistakes that I made so that hopefully other new people have an easier time getting into this cool game I really like. That said, this is not a guide to how to be great at 2xKO, how to win Evo at 2xKO. I am not bad at the game. I made it to Diamond and stuff in the preseason, but this is by no means your go-to source for an experienced fighting game player learning how to be very good and hit Grandmaster quickly. I just want you to be able to boot the game up and have a good time with either your friends or by yourself and understand why I and other people like this game so much. So that said, this is the day that the game is launching. We are still 47 minutes away from the servers going live, but I am here in the offline mode, so we can still play around in training mode and talk about stuff a little bit while we wait. And you'll see Caitlin's here. I haven't played her yet. First things first, I'm just gonna open up training mode and kind of pick my team and then hit some buttons, and then we can talk about some of the very super basics of what makes this game interesting. 2xKO is an anime-inspired tag fighter that uses systems that are in things like Dragon Ball FighterZ and, Guilty Gear, where you can cancel moves into other moves. So everyone has a light, a medium, and a heavy, and they'll kind of naturally chain like that. So you can do light, medium, heavy, and it'll just naturally combo on basically everyone. I think everyone, but I'm going to say basically because I haven't tested it on everyone. But it makes it really easy to just kind of like run around and like feel like you're hitting buttons in a way that makes sense. But the main difference between this and something like a Street Fighter or a Guilty Gear Strive is that it uses special buttons. So you have Special 1 and Special 2, and those buttons just activate your special moves right away. And if you've ever played something like Super Smash Brothers, it functions kind of like the B button does there, where if you hit the special button, you get that. If you hit Special 2, you get this, but if you hold forward, you get this instead, right? So you're just hitting directionals with the special buttons, and that'll get your special moves out, which is not a thing I necessarily think is mandatory, but a lot of people do cite the ability to do motion inputs as a thing that prevents them from getting into fighting games. And so the design philosophy here really is about trying to lower the barrier of entry so that you are very quickly making the types of decisions that people enjoy about fighting games. That's not to say you'll be good at the game right away. The game's kind of fucked up, to be honest, and people absolutely will destroy you, but it's more fun to get destroyed because somebody has a really cool combo or a really cool trick that you couldn't figure out, instead of not being able to throw the fireball when you wanted to throw a fireball. You just throw the fireball like this, and that's it. Another thing that they do to make it easier for people just getting in is you can turn on pulse combos, and that will let you just kind of hit one button and have a combo come out. So we'll take a look at one of those real quick. Right, so this is just going to be me punching or pressing the light button over and over again and not doing anything else. Right, and you get a little combo. Same thing for medium. You get a combo that goes into super. And so that's a really easy way to get in and to be cashing out your hits for some amount of damage. That's not to say that that stuff is optimal or that you will want to stick with that stuff forever, but I have personally in diamond level lobbies played against people that are still using auto combos, that have still hit fairly high ranks and are having a good time and are kicking my ass, because the main thing that combos in fighting games are for is not to look cool or to be really hard. It's to cash out damage. If you're hitting your auto combo and doing 245 damage, and somebody else is hitting their planned, thought out, practiced combo that's like more optimal than yours and getting 331 damage instead, that's just about cashing out your damage, right? You both are getting that damage because you scored this hit in neutral, you made the right decisions, you hit the opponent at the right time, and you get a little bit less reward for that for the auto combos, but you can still win games. If I'm doing a combo that does 50% of your health and you're doing a combo that does 40% of my health, but you hit me 3 times before I can hit you 2 times, you're still gonna win, right? So there are plenty of other skills that get you there, so don't feel like that's the end of the world if you want to stick with those. Now, One major thing that I think caused me to bounce off of the game when I first tried it out, and is a thing that is obvious right away for anyone and you've probably heard talked about, is this game simply doesn't have a lot of characters in it. And so it can be hard to find the one that fits for you. They do some things to try to help you out there. With the limited roster they do have, this is a tag game, so ideally they want you to pick 2 characters to play. But if you say only like Darius, then you can just pick somebody else to throw back there that you don't care about as much. And these fuses are special little bonuses you can pick for your team. This one, double down here, it lets you combo one super into another. So if Darius does his super, Vi would be able to do her super. That's something you only get if you pick this fuse. There are other options. If I pick a normal fuse, a regular duo fuse, like double down. I should have talked about this when we were doing buttons. This is a little bit off the dome. So normally you have, in addition to your LMH buttons and your special 1 and special 2, you also have this tag button, which will call in the character behind you, and once they're out at any point you can press it again and then you switch, and now you're your backup character. You can also hold it to switch right away. That requires playing 2 characters, and some of you might not like 2 characters. Now, if you can't find 2 characters you like and you only like 1, then they have fuses like Sidekick and Juggernaut, which will lock you into playing just 1 character and give you some bonuses for doing so. So I picked Juggernaut here. That's going to give me 30% bonus health. You'll also notice I have 5 maximum super meter compared to the 3 other characters have. You also have access to this, which will forcefully change your opponent's character, which will allow you to say, you know, you got Yasuo down really low and then they tagged out to try to save them. You can kind of force them back in and then kill that character, and you're rewarded with bonus health for doing that, so you can kind of heal. So it's really a way to keep your 1 character in, and if you only want to play that 1 character, that's cool and great, and you can do that. Again, that's maybe not what you're going to be able to see in tournaments or at the top of Grandmaster or anything like that, but it is still perfectly viable to play that way and win games that way and have a good time that way. So it's a really good option if the limited character roster kind of prevents you from getting into it. That said, the character roster does do a pretty decent job of giving you options for what they have. So you'll see they kind of have several of the classic archetypes. Ahri, Echo, Yasuo here being the faster, more technical characters. Jinx and Caitlyn now, and Teemo are your zoners who want to shoot projectiles from far away and lay traps. You have Warwick and Darius and Vi, who are kind of your bruiser characters that are a little bit tougher, they're less quick, they kind of, you know, brute force their way in and all of that kind of stuff. So whatever the archetypes that appeal to you in other fighting games or other games in general, they do have at least an option there for you. You know, if you are into puppet characters, then, you know, too bad there's not a puppet character there. But honestly, if you're into puppet characters, you're not a beginner who should have made it this far into this video. So, they really want you to kind of pick 2 different archetypes to complement each other. So like, oh, maybe you play Ahri, the fast character, and Vi, the bruiser, like I do. A lot of people just opt to stick to their archetype and will play Echo and Yasuo because they like that type of fast technical character, or they will pick the Teemo Jinx because they really like to zone and have 2 characters they like instead of filling out that team dynamic. Last but not least, the thing that I think 2XKO offers fully uniquely, wonderfully, not available anywhere else, that really got me to stick with the game. You can actually play duos in this game. I don't have a way to show this right now because the game's offline, but if you have a friend, you can actually queue up that I want to play Ahri and my friend wants to play Vi. And so you can duo queue, and then while one person is Ahri doing all that stuff, whoever is the partner in the back has control of all those tag button things. So they get to call the assists, they get to do push block, they get to activate the burst, all of these other system mechanics that are based around the partner. And then you can tag out in, you know, real time with each other, teamwork your way through. And then if you really just have a buddy and you both want to learn one character, you can. And it's a really good time. I can't capture footage of this now, but there is footage of me playing with a buddy, or I will capture more footage of me playing with a buddy if I can't steal it from them.
Oh, you can. That's Crumple State. You can pick up from that with like anything.
So I just stay pokey.
But it's like plus 75.
Yeah, but like I just kicked him once and then what do I do?
I tried to protect you.
And now it's your problem.
That's fine. You're the anchor. Nice. Good fucking assist!
The first time we did it, it was all laughs and goofs and intentionally fucking each other up with assist calls or bursting out of their own combos or activating your double down super so that you can steal the kill and then get to be the one on the end screen or whatever. Also, if you take it more seriously, it's also a really good time and the two of you can practice combos together, or when assist calls work, or really plan things out, or be like, hey, quick, switch me in because I'm gonna die. And that kind of stuff is really fun and really unique and not something you're gonna find in another fighting game. And so all that stuff together, I think, really makes a unique package. And if you can get over those humps of the special button being kind of weird, the limited roster kind of preventing you from finding your perfect 2 characters and things like that, then I think it's a really fun, unique fighting game that has a very high skill ceiling. I think if you watch games, you can see it still be that, still have that high skill ceiling, even if the skill floor has been lowered to help, you know, new people get into it and learn why fighting games are cool and good. If you liked any of that and it sounded appealing, download the game and give it a try. Also, you can subscribe to me. But the main thing I want is for you to support the game that I like so that people keep playing it and the game keeps being supported and I very selfishly can experience more of it. But anyway, bye YouTube. Thanks for watching. I hope you had a good time. Subscribe for more. Come play 2XKO with me. Alright, goodbye.